All right, my sweet friends, let's talk about this OMG good gluten-free pie crust. You're gonna start with 8 large pitted mid-jewel dates that have been soaking in a half a cup of hot water for 5-10 minutes, whatever. And then transfer those to your NutriBullet. You don't have a NutriBullet? Well, use my Amazon link below to get yourself one. They are awesome. I like mine because it can do the small jobs that my larger blender cannot do. All right, so when you're blending, just make sure you got a nice smooth date puree, date paste, whatever you want to call it. Make sure it's thick. You don't want it watery. Okay, this is the glue that's going to hold the oats and the nuts together. You'll end up with a little over a half a cup, which is fine. You'll have a few tablespoons to keep yourself going while you're baking. You're welcome. And then reach for your Breville all-in-one processing system. You don't have one of those? Amazon link below. You're welcome. Now this is great. I like my Breville because it's got the detachable motor. It's easy to clean. Here I've just fitted it with the S-blade to cut down some rolled oats and some walnut pieces. I'm using 1 1/4 cup of rolled oats. Again, the recipe is all down below, so don't worry about if I don't mention every ingredient. And then a half a cup of light English walnuts. These are good. If you're not a walnut fan, I recommend looking for those. And then just a dab of cinnamon, ground Vietnamese cinnamon. That's my favorite. Saigon cinnamon is good too. You can find that one at pretty much every grocery store. Okay, so what we're looking for here is the mixture. It works if it's like half ground, like a medium coarse, and then there's still evidence of rolled oats. Okay, so we can still see some whole stuff, but we've got like half cut up. But don't process so long that you start to develop a flour, because that will give us a gummier crust and that will not be as delicious, okay? But once you've got it cut down, then add that date puree, blend it. You're not going to get very far. You're going to have to stop about halfway, use a spatula, scrape it down the sides, and then continue going. And when you see the pie batter starting to roll on itself at the top, that's when you know you're good to go. It's perfect. Time to feel it. Get your hands in there. Try to shape the pie crust into a ball. If it's clean on your hands and you can form a little ball and it stays together, you're good to go. It's ready to transfer. And yes, you can eat this straight up and make a snack out of it if you want to. You're welcome again. All right, and then I just moved that to a 9-inch pie plate. I did not have to grease or oil the pie plate. There's plenty of fat from the walnuts to take care of that. And then I just spread that out with the rubber spatula, and then with wet hands, I formed the crust around the sides, okay? And don't try to be perfect. Perfect is boring. Just have fun. Be one with the pie crust and get it all shaped. And if you tear it or make a hole, big deal. Just get some, pull some pie crust from the side, patch it up, move on. It's really good. Just do your best to try to get it even, okay? And then, great tip here, get out your offset spatula and run it between the pie crust and the pie plate. This will help you come serving time when you're trying to loosen that pie crust out and serve it to your guest or serve yourself. You won't have to struggle with the crust so hard. And then be sure to look for all those parts where all those pieces of rolled oats that are kind of sticking up and sticking away from the crust. Smash those down, smooth those out, because they will get really brown during the baking process and it doesn't look as pretty. And then just clean up your pie plate and then set that aside. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, now it's time for the filling. Oh, the refined sugar-free filling. What? Okay, you're gonna need a can of solid packed pumpkin. Now, I like canned pumpkin because I've already been to the farm, picked the sugar pie pumpkin, brought it home, baked it, pureed it, compared it to the canned stuff, and there's absolutely no difference. I know. Save yourself the trouble. And then you're going to get yourself, you're going to bake up a sweet potato and some Japanese sweet potatoes. What is a Japanese sweet potato? Oh, baby, are you in for a treat? This stuff is awesome. You can find them in Asian markets. You can, I found them at Whole Foods, Sprouts, Trader Joe's. They're not the purple sweet potato, but this is a Japanese sweet potato. It has a white flesh and it is super sweet. I bake it at the same temperature I bake the sweet potatoes, 400 degrees. If they're small like this one, you go about 45 minutes and then 45 minutes to an hour. See the flesh? It looks like a russet potato, but it's not. And it's not as starchy as a russet potato, but it will remind you of that texture. It's not wet and fibrous like a sweet potato. And it is intensely sweet, more so than a sweet potato. And it is a big sugar player here in this recipe. Do not leave it out. Go out and find a bag of them. Okay, and then you'll see where there was charring, from the baking process, take that off because it's good if you were doing something savory, but for this pie, I did not want those burned pieces to compete with the sugar. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that kind of trouble. And then with my sweet potato, I just broke that in half. You'll see my ratio here is 1 cup of pumpkin for the pumpkin flavor, 1 cup of Japanese sweet potato, which serves as a texture and a sweetness, and then 1 cup of regular sweet potato, which is going to add moisture and more sugar, more color to the pie filling, okay? Everybody has their purpose here. The third sweetness is apple juice concentrate. What? Yeah, $1. I love it. I don't know if there's organic apple juice out there, but this is what's at the grocery store, and that's what I picked up. This helps make the pie sweeter, along with a couple of teaspoons of vanilla. And then here I have some fresh minced ginger that I use in my salad dressings. And then I add the other pie spices like Vietnamese ground cinnamon, best cinnamon in the world. I'm adding all the potatoes, canned pumpkin, the Japanese sweet potato, the regular sweet potato. For this pie filling, I want it to have a silky smooth texture. You will too, it's what you expect. You're expecting a custard texture. And I've found that I can really only get that with my Vitamix. The Breville just doesn't process quite that smoothly. Great for making hummus. Hummus is bumpy, but not for making silky pumpkin pies, okay? And then I just blended that up until it was silky smooth and transferred the filling to a pie plate. And here I am just trying to figure out what kind of design was I gonna do. Is it gonna be floured? Is it gonna be smooth? And then I thought, I'm just gonna put a heart in it because I love you and this pie is gonna be awesome and you're gonna love me for it. So there we go. Now pop the pie into your Breville Smart Oven Air at 325 degrees and bake it for about 30 minutes. That's all you need. There's not anything that's raw here that needs to be really baked. What we're going for is just a nice brown golden top, some golden crust, so, keep it from looking completely raw because it's not everybody's thing to eat raw. It's the holidays. We want some brown yum yum. And look at this yum yum. Oh, this pie is fresh out of the oven. It is hot, hot. So here's 2 ways you can chill it. You can definitely let it cool completely on the counter. You can move it to the refrigerator and let it set up overnight. Or if you're kind of in a pinch and you're doing this the last day, then once it's cooled for about 15 minutes, put it into your freezer. Let it freeze for about an hour. That'll get it chilled all the way down to almost the center. And then you can move it to the refrigerator for a couple of hours and it will be cooled all the way through without turning into a frozen pie. Yeah, it's good. Look at this. Oh, moment of truth, y'all. Oh my goodness, here it is. Here we go. This is 1 hour in the freezer, 2 hours in the refrigerator. It's chilled. It's not cold, 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 but it's chilled. Here we go. Oh, 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 oh. Girl, I love you so. Oh, 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 oh. Look at that, baby. We got pumpkin pie. I say don't even wait for the holidays. Just make this for any old day you feel like it. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, it comes off. I was so nervous. I was like, please don't fall off the knife. Please do it. Oh, look at that. That is pumpkin pie, y'all. It tastes like pumpkin pie. It feels like pumpkin pie to your mouth. Oh, baby. This pie is for you. You know what I'm saying? For you. You that have spent the whole year taking care of yourself, learning to be sugar-free and salt-free and oil-free. Oh, yeah, it's all for you, baby. It is so good. Okay, for the cooks in the house who need to see the pie after I've cut into it, just to see if I'm legit, here you go. The pie that's so legit. The crust stands up. The filling stands up. Everything is solid, y'all. All right, I'm going to stop talking and we're going to enjoy this pie together. After you make this pie, I want you to come back here and let's discuss how it turned out for you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.